Hello, beautiful souls. It's been a minute since I've been with you, quote, live. July was a very interesting month, wasn't it? I have heard from friends and clients, helped some of my business clients navigate this time that has us moving so quickly from one thing to the next. With one of my clients, I literally was working with them from an organizational planning perspective, had a clear direction, spent an entire facilitated session talking about next steps in moving forward, only to reassess in real time about 2 weeks later and totally change direction. So many moving parts, so many internal and external elements led us to that conclusion and led them to that conclusion that that's the direction they need to head. Individuals, many of us are feeling so full, our schedules, our lives, everything all together. It has just felt like a lot. Feels like the volume and the speed controls have been kind of working at their own pace, not necessarily a pace that we're used to. So I want you to know that if you've been feeling that way or noticing things feeling different or seeing people getting bounced around and on fast forward often, just know that you're not alone. And many of us have had to make pivots and do things differently than we would have only a month or two ago. So that is that. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And so I've been asking for and getting guidance on like what the actual heck, right? What should we be paying attention to right now? What are the messages? What are the lessons? Those are the questions that I ask on my best days. Most of the time, I say WTF and try and just do my best to do one foot in front of the other lately. And when I'm in my best self mode, and I start most days this way, it's like, okay, what's my intention for the day? What is the guidance for the day? What is the energy like? And taking it from there. Oftentimes in the last probably 8 weeks, maybe 10, it has felt like time is marching on with its own life. So, the messages that I've been getting and the guidance and intuition that I've been getting are all around the topics of integration and embodiment. And I'm going to start with integration first because it makes more sense to me to go from integration to embodiment than the other way around. So there's a lot of looking backwards, looking forward kind of energy right now, reflection or nostalgia in some cases, in terms of, looking as we often do back fondly over the past when even in the moment it might not have been such a fond time or fond memory soon thereafter. And we know that it served us. It served our growth, it served our expansion, and it is allowing us to be who we are today. So it's about integrating those experiences consciously as opposed to what I've seen and heard some people discussing, being more nostalgic and being pulled back into the energy of, oh, when those were the good old days and things were so much better, et cetera, et cetera. And while oftentimes a memory or a period of time, especially for parents that have grown children and the beginning of the school year, which is right around the corner, some of us remember fondly what those days were like. And I think that is healthy, right? When we have these great experiences and we want to remember them and embrace them for what they were. What I think is less healthy is to want to go back in time. It is It's not something that we can do, and it takes energy, right? It takes energy to move us back in time in our mind, body, and spirit, and then have to be pulled back into the here and now. So, integration of those times on a regular basis and in a conscious way when they come up, right? These memories, these feelings of nostalgia, putting them in their proper place in our lives, in our timelines of our lives. And that is one of fondness and one of gratitude. And sometimes, if there are difficult times, which we all have those in our personal, professional, spiritual lives as well, putting them in that proper context. How did they serve us after the fact if they were difficult and painful in the moment? And we don't really want to focus on that. How did they help us grow into who we are? How did they give you the opportunity to look deeper at yourself and level yourself up and out in a different way? And use that perspective to integrate your experiences as opposed to get pulled down. The image that they showed me and that I continuously see is like a spiral, and you can spiral up and you can spiral down, right? So going backwards, oftentimes it can spiral us down into a place where we're feeling melancholy or depressed or down, and we have to consciously move out of that and spiral ourselves back up. And then additionally, if we are looking at positive memories and times of great love and joy and expansion, we spiral up, which is great. And we can maintain that energy also by integrating it into our here and now and our here and now timeline, right? We can feel that love, we can feel that expansion, and know that it has helped us get to where we are today in this moment. And it's easier, I think, to feel into that up leveling and up spiraling and expanded state than it is in the spiraling down space. It's harder to pull ourselves back up oftentimes. So, in summary about integration, and this is just a very, very short discussion on this because it is a topic that could be an entire webinar, workshop, online course, because most of us that listen to this podcast, most of you, most people that I talk to believe at some level that all of our experiences help create who we are today in this moment, in this timeline. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, they help us, they help form us. They help form the person that we are right now. Even something that happened as recently as last week or 2 weeks ago. We may have said something or done something in a certain way, and in hindsight, realize, oh, if I were to do that again, I might do that a little differently. I would want to be more impactful in this way. I would want to say less because of that. So I really do believe this is an ongoing process that we get to enjoy in our lives, and that helps us evolve into the person that we want to be in this lifetime and who we're meant to be and how we're meant to show up. So I encourage you to keep doing that and looking back and integrating and looking forward and envisioning where you want to be, how you want to be, what your life is going to look like. What is your best life? What is your highest self? What is the way you want your days to play us? What are the ways you want your days to play out? Integrating that into the here and now too, because the decisions we make today help move us forward into the tomorrow, into the bar, to the next tomorrow, into the next week, etc. So doing all of that helps us be more present in the current moment. It helps us be more present in our body in the now, in this timeline, as opposed to bouncing between the past and the future and the past and the future. If we're integrating it as it comes up, then it becomes part of who we are now in a conscious way. And I think you'll notice that as you do that more and more often, it will come up less and less often because it feels seen, the energy and the memories feel seen and incorporated into your being and your energy, so they don't need to keep popping up for healing or reminding you. So, embodiment. What does embodiment mean? So, for me, and the way that I look at it and the way that I work with it, both with individual clients, group clients, and business clients, is who do you want to be? Like, who are you embodying right now for yourself, for your business, for your entrepreneurial venture, for your community business? It is who do you want to be and who do you want your business to be? How do you embody that in this moment? All of the things that I just said about integration are the foundations, are the DNA, if you will, for the embodiment in the here and now. And it is super important right now, always and right now, to be fully embodied in who you truly are. We've been talking about for years being authentic and losing the masks and the shields and the armor that we feel like keep us safe. And truly, what the universe wants us to do now is to show up in all of our glory, in all of our scars, in all of our love overflowing, in all of our strengths and all of our challenges, to be truly genuine, because that is who we're meant to be. That is who we're built to be, to make the impact and be the presence that we are called to be in the here, in the now, and into the future. We're not looking for people, companies, organizations that have a facade on the outside, but are very different on the inside, right? I mean, you all know what I'm talking about, right? It's individuals and businesses. You think you're buying something, but you're really not. Or you go into a store to buy something and the values that they espouse are clearly not evident anywhere. Or you work for a company and the values and their culture is clearly for information purposes only and recruiting and referral purposes because it is not being lived out. The days of that being okay and the days of that being tolerated and chosen are quickly ending. We want to make our purchases and support businesses that are aligned with our values and that are clear about that. And we want to work with people. We want to work with individuals. We want to work with coaches and consultants like me and others that are walking our talk, that are living in alignment with who we truly are, our most integrated selves. And that means being imperfect. I mean, you'll notice the last couple of episodes, one was a shorty and one was a throwback because that is the moment I was in. And I've mentioned to you before, it's not always a smooth sailing for any of us. And the people that I am drawn to in real life, on social media, businesses, are those people that are genuine. They share not only their highlights, but they share their challenges because we need to know that we are all humans. We're all in this shared experience called life on planet Earth in 2025 and all that means and entails. So to see that we're all human having similar experiences, and that means highs and lows, that means amazingly perfect feeling, wonderful, abundant, joy filled days, and days where we struggle to do the basics. And I say it like that with those extremes because that is what I have seen and that is what I have felt. And I know that it's real and we all need to be real with ourselves and with each other. Many of us were raised in an era where that was not something that was generally acceptable behavior, if you will. Not that I was ever one to be concerned with that as much. However, now it is more important for us in order to connect with ourselves and others in ways to really elevate our energy and the collective energy. That is how we need to do it, is do it in an authentic and deep and meaningful way and ways. So, those are the things that I think are important to be shared today. It's the guidance that I have been asking for and receiving information on, and really feeling into the alignment with my experience, the experiences I've seen in clients and friends. And I really would love for you to live into your fully embodied self, integrating your past, integrating your vision and desires for the future as you build your day to day life. What does your day to day structure look like? What are your thoughts? How do you set your intentions? What are your routines? How do you, when things get crazy and you cannot stop your mind from just spinning out, because sometimes that happens, how do you navigate that? Do you go for a walk? Or you go for a run? Do you go sit in nature? Do you meditate? Do you create art or writing or just sit alone and breathe? Any of those things, all of those things, and many others are all fabulous, fabulous ways to navigate that. I think the first and most important step is always being self aware so that you know that there's something amiss, if you will. Because many of us have gotten so used to just charging ahead through all of the feelings and energies and challenges that we become immune and numb to them. And I'm really, really reminding you that it's important, critical to lean into those feelings. And while we might not understand where they're coming from, because sometimes they're outside of ourselves, we're impacted by things outside of ourselves and people and energies. And so navigating the okay, well, even if I don't know where it comes from, I can still take care of myself. I can take a minute, get up away from my desk or get off of my client session, out of a meeting and take a walk, move my body, or go sit in the bathroom and have quiet time. Go to your car and listen to a quick meditation. Whatever it takes, write notes, jot furiously if you need to, burn them later if you need to. Process in the way that serves you best. Embody your truest self. You are worthy of all of the things that you desire in this lifetime. That desire wasn't placed there by accident. It is there on purpose for you to step into those things, into that vision, not because you have to earn it, because you are already worthy, every single one of you. I want you to remember that. I want you to take a breath and lean into that most embodied version of yourself. If you feel so compelled, journal about it, voice memo about it, talk to a friend about it, create art about it. Know that that is why we are all here together. That is why you're hearing this episode right now. It is why I'm here. And I love being here. Some of the experiences can be challenging, yes. And I love being here with you, for you, serving you, working with my clients, living my life that I love so much. And I want to thank you for spending your precious time listening to this episode today. And I hope it touches you and helps you remember the importance of all of these things and reflecting upon yourself and your beauty and your depth and your worth in this and every moment. Beautiful souls, if you like this, please share it with someone. There is someone that needs to hear this somewhere. And if you can share it with them, I would really appreciate it, and I think they would too. Have an amazing day, week, month. Until next time, big love.